Hi everyone, welcome to Chemistry class by Shravani. We have been discussing carboxylic acid and derivatives since last 6 or 7 classes. We have started in detail where we have taken the introduction, nomenclature, classification and physical properties, preparation, then we entered into the chemical properties. Now let's have the last part of the chemical properties in detail. Before that, let's have a recap of whatever we have learned from the past few classes regarding the chemical properties of carboxylic acids. We have seen that the carboxylic acids show two types of chemical properties due to COOH group, complete COOH group, which includes the reactions that involve H of OH of COOH and the reactions which involve OH group, that is hydroxyl group of COOH, and the reactions which involve CO of COOH, carbonyl group, and finally the reactions which involve entire COOH. Okay, the reactions of H of OH, which means the acidic character. Here I have shown only the involvement of hydrogen in blue circle, and the reactions due to the hydroxyl group OH, the reactions due to the OH group, hence only OH group been involved, which is enclosed in green circle, and then reactions of CO, a carbonyl group, which is enclosed in the red circle, and the entire group you can see that it is enclosed in the brown circle. That means only that part of this total carboxylic acid will be involved in a reaction based upon the condition and the reagent. And of course, the second type of reactions are the reactions due to the R group, the reactions due to the alkyl chain or aryl chain of this carboxylic acid. So, one property is mainly due to the functional group, the other property is due to the aliphatic or aromatic chain that is attached to this functional group. In the last few classes, we have covered all these four components of reactions due to the carboxylic acid group. So let's have a fast recap because they are very important, as the carboxylic acid provide a wide range of functional group synthesis by its wide variety of chemical reactions. First of all, reactions that involve H of COOH. That means they are taking only H of COOH. Here you can see I have highlighted only the hydrogen of RCOOH. That means only this hydrogen part will be exchanged or will be participating in reaction with some reagent. And since it involves only hydrogen in form of H plus removal, therefore these reactions will demonstrate the acidic character of carboxylic acid. Let us see what are those. First one, reaction with metal. Here the hydrogen is replaced with sodium ion when carboxylic acid reacts with metal. And then similarly, the hydrogen of COOH group is replaced with sodium ion when carboxylic acid undergoes reaction with alkalis such as NaOH. And similarly, when carboxylic acid undergo reaction with sodium carbonate or any carbonate, it will give the salt of that carboxylate ion and will emit carbon dioxide with the water. And similarly, carboxylic acid being very highly acidic, they will react also with less basic bicarbonates such as sodium bicarbonate, hence forming the salt of carboxylic acid. This reaction, as I said, will be very important and will exhibit the higher acidic strength of carboxylic acid in comparison to phenols, where phenols does not react with bicarbonates, but carboxylic acids do. That means carboxylic acids have higher acidic strength than phenols. And next reaction is due to the reaction with RNGX. These are the organometallic compounds and famously known as Grignard reagent. Carboxylic acids upon reaction with Grignard reagent, they will give this RCOONGBr. You can see that the H of COOH has been replaced with magnesium bromide. So that's why this reaction is considered to be the reactions which involve hydrogen of COOH. And next such reaction where another organometallic compound, famous organometallic compound such as alkyl lithium or aryl lithium, it will also react with carboxylic acid, which relieve the acidic proton and replace with the electropositive, highly electropositive lithium ion. So both will give you the side products of alkane. Okay, so all these four reactions, they will give the salts of carboxylic acid, and of course this also gives salt of carboxylic acid, but the side products are very important because they are alkanes. So upon reaction with organometallic compounds, carboxylic acids produce alkane. So remember, whenever you want to prepare alkanes, then you can choose this combination of carboxylic acid with organometallic reagents. The next category of reactions which involve OH of COOH, that means only the hydroxyl part of COOH group involves in the reaction when a suitable reagent comes into contact with it. So here I have highlighted only the OH part of COOH in red color so that you can just see whenever you compare with the product. So here you see the OH group has been replaced with OR group when carboxylic acid reacts with an alcohol in presence of an acid catalyst. Okay, what is this reaction called? It is famously known as esterification. We have seen this in the last before class or in detail with mechanism also. So, carboxylic acid upon reaction with alcohol in presence of an acid catalyst will produce ester. That's why this reaction is famously known as esterification. And here the OH of COOH will be removed and H of alcohol will be removed where water will be formed, and hence both will be giving ester with functional group RCOOR. And next reaction that involve the OH group is halogenation of this carbonyl group. So here when you react this carboxylic acid with phosphorus pentachloride in presence of a mild base such as pyridine, then this OH group will be replaced with one of the chlorine from phosphorus pentachloride, hence giving an acid chloride. Here you see you are getting ester with when you react with alcohol, and here you are getting acid chloride when you react with PCl5. Similarly, the acid chloride can also be formed with another phosphorus chloride, which is phosphorus trichloride PCl3. Both will give the same main functional group acid chloride with different side products. Similarly, you can also gain the same product acid chloride from carboxylic acid by action of thionyl chloride with mild base. And out of these three methods, the action of thionyl chloride is more preferred in laboratory for preparation of acid chloride, as the side products through this method involve only gaseous side products. Hence, no tedious process of purifying this acid chloride. And next reaction which involves only the hydroxyl group is heating with ammonia, and then it should be P2O5. There is a typo mistake. P3O5 has come. So upon heating with ammonia, you will get amide, and then by dehydration with phosphorus pentoxide, a dehydrating agent, you will get RCN. Okay, so this is a higher step 1. And also upon heating with ammonia, this RCOOH OH group will be replaced with NH2 group, hence forming an amide. And of course, you will also have when 1 mole of carboxylic acid reacts with another mole of carboxylic acid in presence of a dehydrating agent such as P2O5, water molecule will be eliminated. So you will get RCOO. So this will be the remaining part. RCO part is remaining in one molecule, RCO part, and OH will be replaced with RCOO group. That means carboxylate from another carboxylic acid. So this is called an anhydride. You see, these reactions, the wide range of reactions are providing different types of functional groups. Hence, the reactions of carboxylic acid are very, very important, where you can get various types of functional group which are further used as starting materials for the synthesis of more functional groups and etc. Next type of reactions are the reactions which involve carbonyl group of carboxylic acid. So only CO functional group, carbonyl group is involved in the reactions. Hence I have highlighted the carbonyl group, CO group of carboxylic acid. So first, what are the reactions that carbonyl group can undergo? Of course, mostly one can say that it is reduction. So upon reduction, what is reduction? Removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen. Either one definition is accepted or both definitions are accepted. So here we are removing one of oxygen and adding two hydrogens so as valency is satisfied. That process is can be achieved by use of different reducing agents such as lithium aluminium hydride in presence of ether. So this is a strong reducing agent where CO group will be converted to CH2. So CO has been reduced to CH2. Hence R will be same and OH will be same. You see there is no change in these parts. Hence you can say that RCOOH has been converted to RCH2OH. What is this RCH2OH? It is a primary alcohol. So carboxylic acids upon reduction with lithium aluminium hydride can be produced to gain primary alcohols. The same thing can be achieved by reduction of this carboxylic acid in presence of by the action of hydrogen in presence of a copper chromate, in presence of copper chromate catalyst. So this also produces or this also makes only the carbonyl group to undergo reduction, not this hydroxyl group. Remember, even this hydroxyl group is also having one oxygen where this can be removed. But we are selectively using the reducing agents so that only carbonyl functional group undergoes reduction. And another such reducing agent is hydrogen with diborane. Diborane, you must have heard it in inorganic chemistry also. So this also is used as a reducing agent where it reduces only the carbonyl part, hence giving a primary alcohol. And another such reducing agent is hydrogen with metal catalyst. Not an active metal catalyst such as nickel, but here we are using a soft metal such as ruthenium. Okay, so this gives a mild reduction where only this carbonyl group undergoes reduction, not this OH group. Remember, if you use active metal such as nickel, even this OH group undergoes reduction, oxygen will be removed, hence giving only RCH3, which is an alkane. So we are using only a mild reducing agent where a soft metal is used so that only carbonyl group undergoes reduction in this process, hence giving a primary alcohol. And the last type of reactions where entire COOH group is involved, we have discussed in the previous class. So let us see what are those reactions. First of all, here you can, for easy understanding, I have highlighted whatever part that undergoes reaction in red color. So when this carboxylic acid is treated with sodium hydroxide, what happens? This will be converted into sodium salt of carboxylic acid. We have seen this in the reactions due to the hydrogen of COOH. Okay. So in first step, we have to react this carboxylic acid with sodium hydroxide or sodium metal so that this carboxylic acid gets converted into sodium salt of carboxylic acid. And this sodium salt of carboxylic acid, upon heating with soda lime, which is a combination of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide, will give you a decarboxylation. That means this CO2 group will be eliminated. This CO2 group will be eliminated. Hence, only RH will be remain. Here, the entire COOH group. So, COO group is involved in the reaction. So, upon decarboxylation with soda lime, the sodium salt of carboxylic acid gives you alkane. And next reaction is carboxylic acid can be converted into carbonyl compounds in this way. So, what is the process? First, you have to convert the carboxylic acid into corresponding calcium salt. Okay. So, when you react this carboxylic acid with calcium hydroxide, as I said, carboxylic acid upon reaction with alkalis will form salts of these alkalis. That means when you want to have a calcium salt of carboxylic acid, you have to react this with alkali of calcium. That means calcium hydroxide. So, carboxylic acid upon reaction with calcium hydroxide will produce a calcium salt of carboxylic acid. Or I can say calcium carboxylate. Calcium carboxylate. This calcium carboxylate upon heating or dry distillation will give you a carbonyl compound where the R group will be attached on the both sides of this carbonyl group. So here this will be remaining and R will be remaining and OH is eliminated. So what happens basically here? We have seen in the last class that H2O molecule is eliminated from two anions of carboxylate. Hence this carbonyl compound is formed. And next one is coal-based electrolysis. This is a famous reaction where you have learnt for the category of preparation of alkanes. So, carboxylic acids upon reaction with aqueous NaOH will give you the sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Okay, or I can say sodium carboxylate. This salt of carboxylic acid upon electrolysis. So, since I am saying salt of carboxylic acid, it will contain RCOO minus carboxylate ions, and with presence of water, aqueous, they will undergo coal-based electrolysis. Hence, you will get alkane at anode. And next reaction is reduction with red phosphorus. Reduction phosphorus and hydrogen iodide, Hi and red phosphorus. This will give you RH, that means an alkane. So, the entire COOH group will be reduced to H. That means oxygen is removed, oxygen is removed. The same thing can be achieved by reduction with hydrogen in presence of a active metal such as nickel. So here you can have alkane formation by two ways. Here make a note that this R will be having carbon and CH3. That means this oxygen will be eliminated and hydrogen will be added, and this oxygen will be eliminated, hydrogen will be added. So that means it will be RCH3. Okay. So the difference between this and this is that here CO2 will be eliminated by this process. But here by the reduction method you will have the carbon of carboxylic acid remain, but this oxygen will be reduced to hydrogens by this reducing agents. That is the difference between these two methods. Okay. And next reaction which involves the entire carboxylic group is Huns-Dekker reaction. Hope you remember it. What is Huns-Dekker reaction? Silver salts of carboxylic acid upon heating with halogen in presence of carbon tetrachloride will give you alkyl halide. So, how the silver salts are prepared? Just by heating this carboxylic acid with silver metal. As I said, The salts can be prepared from carboxylic acid by the action of metals. We need silver salt. So first treat with carboxylic acid with a silver metal. Hence you will get RCOOAg. So that means a silver salt is obtained. After obtaining this silver salt, heat this with a halogen. Heat this with a halogen. Actually it should be chlorine, not bromine. Okay, there was a mistake here. So CCl4 just acts as a solvent here. We will get bromine. This is RBr. Okay, sorry for the mistake here. This is RBr. Okay, silver salts of carboxylic acid upon heating with bromine and solvents carbon tetrachloride, they will give alkyl bromides or alkyl halide. If you use Cl2, you can have this alkyl halide, but in the main reaction it was bromine, so that's why we have used the example bromine. And this is an important reaction where you can get alkyl halides from carboxylic acid. And next reaction is reaction with hydrozoic acid. So what is hydrozoic acid? Hydrozoic acid is N3H. Okay, N3H. It will have N3 minus ion and H plus ion. So an azide ion you will have. So this hydrozoic acid upon reaction with carboxylic acid in presence of a acid catalyst will give you amine. So the entire COOH group has been converted to amine group. Here you see in Hunsdiecker reaction the entire COOH group has been converted to bromine, and in reduction part the entire COOH group has been converted to CH3. Okay, and here for coal-based electrolysis the entire COOH group has been converted or replaced with another alkyl group. Okay, so this way in all these reactions the entire COOH group will be involved. So hydrozoic acid will give you amine formation, primary amines basically. And next reaction is with diazomethane. So diazomethane is CH2N2. So carboxylic acids upon heating with diazomethane will give you methyl esters. Okay, whatever the CH2 group is present from this diazomethane will be added as a methyl group in the ester functional group. Hence, this carboxylic acid, as you can see, can give you alkane, carbonyl compound and halide, amine, methyl ester and whatnot. We have also seen the acid halide formation, anhydride formation, amide formation, cyano formation. So many functional groups, almost all functional groups can be prepared using this carboxylic acids. And next important reaction is, I forgot to say, the reaction with the reaction with hydrozoic acid is called as Schmidt reaction. Anyway, we have discussed that in the previous class. Next reaction is Arndt synthesis. The importance of this reaction lies in the fact that it is a higher homologous preparation reaction where you can have N carbon to N plus 1 carbon synthesis. That means you can have one number extra carbon from lower carboxylic acid to higher carboxylic acid. And it occurs in 3 steps. One is first acid chloride formation, and then reaction with diazomethane, and then selective oxidation with silver oxide. And these 3 steps will give you a higher homologous carboxylic acid. And this one is called as Arndt synthesis. So here is an example where acetic acid CH3COOH, here you can see it is having only 2 carbons, and upon Arndt synthesis in 3 steps you will have a 3 carbon carboxylic acid which is propanoic acid. or propionic acid, whatever it may be. Propionic is a common name, propanoic is an IUPAC name. We have seen that in the nomenclature part. So the mechanism is here. So in first step, carboxylic acid upon reaction with thionyl chloride, hope you remember where the OH group will be involved in the reaction. So thionyl chloride will convert this OH to Cl. That means halogenation occurs at the carbonyl group. And acid halide will be formed. This acid halide upon reaction with diazomethane will give you a intermediate RCO and CH2N2. RCO CH2N2. This will be rearranged. And further upon oxidation with silver oxide will give you a higher carboxylic acid where you will have one carbon extra than the starting carboxylic acid. You can see here it is R, here it is RCH2. So that was regarding the total chemical properties due to the COOH group, which had 4 parts. So there are, since it has many reactions, all these reactions were categorized under four categories for better understanding and remembering easily. So far we have seen all these 4 reactions under the reactions due to COOH. So in today's class, we will see the last part of chemical properties, that is reactions due to the alkyl group. So we have seen this total part till now. Today we will see only the reactions due to the alkyl group of this carboxylic acid. So what are those reactions that involve R or alkyl or aryl group of carboxylic acid? First such reaction is Hell-Volhard-Zielinski, HVZ. So what is it called? HVZ. It is famously called HVZ, and HVZ is named after 3 scientists, Hell, Volhard and Zielinski. So these are the names of 3 scientists. What does this reaction mean? This reaction is basically the halogenation of alpha hydrogen in the R chain. So since this reaction is studied under the category of the reactions of R group, one can say that the halogenation, when I am saying halogenation, that means the halogenation should occur on the R group, not as the reaction with thionyl chloride where the halogenation occurs at carbonyl group. So which type of carboxylic acid? That means, does all the R's undergo this reaction? No. The carboxylic acid where the R group is having at least one alpha hydrogen. At least one alpha hydrogen will participate in these reactions. And the reaction will continue till all the alpha hydrogens are consumed. That means, if you don't have a alpha hydrogen in the R chain, this will not undergo, molecule will not undergo this HVZ reaction. Okay, and only those molecules with alpha hydrogen will undergo HVZ reaction. This is the reaction. So here you can see this is carboxylic acid functional group and this is R chain which has RCH2. Okay, which has RCH2, and as we know, the carbon next to the functional group is called as alpha, is notated as alpha, here. So since you have one hydrogen at this alpha carbon, this can be easily participated in this HVZ reaction. So what is this HVZ actually? Here HVZ is nothing but the carboxylic acid with alpha hydrogen undergo reaction with chlorine in presence of red phosphorus. Okay. What are the reagents? Chlorine with red phosphorus. They will give you a halogen substitution instead of this alpha hydrogen. So this is called as HVZ. and this is famously known as alpha halogenation, since at alpha carbon halogenation is occurring, and this is different from your Hunsdiecker reaction where halogen in presence of CCl4 is taken, and also you have to take the silver salt, and there the halogenation will occur on this. Instead of this total COOH group, you will get alkyl halide. So you should not get confused with Hunsdiecker reaction for HVZ reaction. Both are important. Hunsdiecker reaction will give you alkyl halide, HVZ give you alpha halo acid. Okay. So let us see one example in general. Here you can see acetic acid. So acetic acid, it is a 2-carbon carboxylic acid where it has R group with 3 alpha hydrogens. 3 alpha hydrogens are present. So that means this molecule can participate in HVZ. So what is the reagent for HVZ? Chlorine in presence of red phosphorus. You can also have bromine in presence of red phosphorus. Whatever the halogen, chlorine and bromine are the famous one. Here I am taking chlorine. So one hydrogen will be replaced with chlorine. So 2 alpha hydrogens are remaining as such. So you can see only the alpha hydrogens are participating, and the reaction will be continued still as we have 2 more alpha hydrogens. So 1 more alpha hydrogen is consumed, and we have 1 more alpha hydrogen again, and we have now another alpha hydrogen converted. So that means it will the reaction will be carried out till 3 alpha hydrogens are converted to chlorines. That means it is a trichloroacetic acid now, right? So as I said, you can have, instead of chlorine, you can have bromine also, where bromine will bromination will occur at alpha hydrogen. So you just need to change the halogen. Instead of chlorine, you have to take bromine, but the reagent red phosphorus will be as such. I hope the moment I say red phosphorus, you should remember even the hydrogen iodide, where the carboxylic compounds upon reduction with hydrogen iodide in presence of red phosphorus will give you alkanes. So you should remember, whenever you see some reagent, you should able to remember what the relevant reactions where such reagent is used. Then only you can avoid confusion, and then only you can have more clarity of reactions and reagents. And what is the importance of these alpha halo acids? Why this HVZ reaction is so important? As I said, carboxylic acids are primarily used for the synthesis of many functional groups, which are again ready to act as a starting material for many reactions. So alpha halo acids are one such source where you can have variety of functional groups from these alpha halo acids just by simple substitution, nucleophilic substitution reactions. So this is the alpha halo acid. Alpha halo acid, this is the one. Alpha halo acid, you have a alpha, at alpha carbon you have the halogen, either it could be chlorine or bromine, whatever it may be. And this is the other one where there is no, this part doesn't undergo any change. This part also doesn't undergo any change. And this alpha halo acid, upon treatment with aqueous NaOH. What is aqueous NaOH? That means sodium hydroxide is added with water. That means only water and sodium hydroxide is present. Okay, aqueous. Aqua means water. So with aqueous NaOH, this halogen will be replaced with hydroxy group, OH group. Okay, hence you will get alpha hydroxy acid. Instead of alpha halo, you have got alpha hydroxy. So that means it is a substitution reactions basically. So just by simple nucleophilic substitution, you are getting another functional group. And next, instead of aqueous NaOH, if you take alcoholic NaOH, what is alcoholic NaOH? That means alcohol, you know, KOH or whatever it may be. So if you have this alcoholic NaOH, then it will undergo elimination, not substitution, where this halogen will be eliminated with the hydrogen of adjacent carbon. Hence, HX will be eliminated, giving an unsaturation between alpha and beta carbons. So, this way you will get an alpha beta unsaturated acid. So, with aqueous NaOH, substitution. With alcoholic NaOH, elimination. And next, with NaCN, sodium cyanide. So, you can easily expect, since we have substitution of OH, and here we will have substitution of X with cyano group. So, this is alpha cyano acid. These are more important for the synthesis of dicarboxylic acids and also this amino acids. And next is, finally we can also have amino acids by the action of ammonia on this alpha halo acids. So, directly NH2 group is substituted in presence of halogen group. So, you can see a different range of functional groups have been derived just by with single reagent and simple substitution. That's why this alpha halo acid HVZ reaction is so much important in organic chemistry and especially for carboxylic acids. And the next category where the R group involves is oxidation. So, for the oxidation purpose, can we imagine the R group? That means the C where the hydrocarbon only is carbon and hydrogen is involved. Have you remembered alkanes undergoing oxidation? Yeah, it's very tough until unless very drastic conditions such as concentrated HNO3 is used also. And here also, since we are taking only R group of carboxylic acid, can we imagine the oxidation of this R group? Yeah, it is very difficult except for formic acid, which is HCOOH. This oxidation of all other carboxylic acid is very tough. So, formic acid, what does it give? Formic acid upon oxidation will give you carbon dioxide and water. So, how about with different other carboxylic acids? As I said, they are extremely resistant, but it is possible because with 3% H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, just by changing beta hydroxy acids are produced. But the condition is that beta hydrogen should be present. Beta hydrogen should be present. If there is no beta hydrogen on this carboxylic acid, this will not be possible even upon oxidation with hydrogen peroxide. So, if you have a beta hydrogen in the molecule, then you will get a hydroxy group at that beta carbon where you will get beta hydroxy. So, you can see one oxygen is being added. That's why I can say it as an oxidation reaction. So, here it is just H and here O is added, oxygen is added. As you know, addition of oxygen is oxidation. And here, how can you say it is oxidation for the formic acid? Not only addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen is also oxidation. So, here from this formic acid, 2 hydrogens are removed. Hence, this will be coming under the category of oxidation, where if 2 hydrogens from formic acid are removed, then you will get only CO2. That is the product here. And here, oxygen, addition of oxygen. That means you can see 2 different concepts of oxidation, removal of hydrogen and addition of oxygen. And next example where we can see oxidation of this carboxylic acid is that the ones with alpha methylene groups. So here we have seen beta hydrogen case where they undergo oxidation with hydrogen peroxide, and the next possibility is the ones which have alpha methylene. What is alpha? The one which is next to functional group of carboxylic acid, the carbon which is just adjacent. So this is alpha. What is methylene? That means CH2. CH4 is methane and CH3 is methyl. CH2 is methylene. So if you have a CH2 group at the alpha position to this carboxylic acid functional group, then such groups can be undergone oxidation by the action of selenium oxide, SeO2. So what they will give? They will give a carbonyl functional group at that alpha carbon. Here you can see these hydrogens are removed and oxygen is being added. This is an example where two cases are seen. Removal of hydrogen as well as addition of oxygen. So here only removal of hydrogen, addition of oxygen, and here hydrogens removed as well as oxygen is added. So these are the three categories where you can see this oxidation of R group in carboxylic acids, where you should fulfill the conditions such as having beta hydrogen, having alpha methylene group. So with this we have come to the conclusion of today's class, and with this we have finished the complete chemical properties due to the of the carboxylic acid, due to the whole carboxylic acid COOH group, which included 4 categories, and also the reactions due to the alkyl R group. So we have seen a wide range and n number of reactions where n carbon to n plus 1 carbon and higher homologous is prepared, and also degradation reactions where n carbon to n minus 1 carbon where decarboxylation, and so many such examples are also seen. So you can have n to n carbon, n to n plus 1 carbon, n to n minus 1 carbon, where you can have also the modulation of functional group along with the number of carbons. So due to this wide range of reactions, carboxylic acids are placed at a special category in organic chemistry. So I hope you are very clear with this reactions and chemical properties of carboxylic acid. In the next class, we will have the last part of carboxylic acid, that is the chemistry of carboxylic acid derivatives. Basically, we have seen the derivatives of carboxylic acid, the introduction to carboxylic acid within this carboxylic acid chapter only, where you have seen amides, esters, and acid anhydrides, cyanides, and acid chlorides. So 5 main, of course there are many other acid derivatives also, but mainly 5 acid derivatives: amides, esters, chloride, acid chlorides, cyanides, and anhydrides. So we will see in next class about these acid derivatives, the preparation, properties, and of course synthesis. So since we have already gone through many reactions which involved these functional groups, we can easily remember and easily understand the next class. Hope you have enjoyed class and you are very well equipped with the knowledge of the chemical properties of carboxylic acid. And thanks a lot for showing your attention and listening to the class, and thanks a lot. If you have any doubts regarding this class or any topic of the carboxylic acid, you please feel free to post your doubts and comments in the comment section. I would like to have the improvement from your comments. With this, today's class will be concluded. Thanks a lot for your attentive listening. Bye. See you all.